Let's get more on this from Francesco Risotto, who is in Liverpool, United Kingdom. He's the Dean and Head of the School of Law at Liverpool Hope University. Professor, good to see you. Good to have you here with us on TRT World. How does it feel to know that someone who was once banned from entering the United Kingdom due to his extreme anti-Islam views could very well become the leader of the Netherlands?
You're asking me to be biased. Not very good. Not very well. It's a very, very sad day for I think the Netherlands, and I think it's a very sad day for moderate political elites throughout Europe, because the Netherlands is just the latest example of a certain trend. So I'm not very happy, to be honest. I think it's very sad.
What do you think led to this?
I think that the crises that we've seen in the Mediterranean, of course, also in the Middle East, I also think that some of the fears from, and this is a bit of a paradox, from the Russian invasion of the Ukraine. So this, as the French would say, repli en soi, this turning inwards, has been accelerated really by the move towards the extreme right has been accelerated by these movements. Look, he's been strong in Holland for a while, and the government fell, remember, because of the disagreement over how to deal with the issue of immigration. So it's not surprising. I also think what happened in Holland was that the Rutte's party indicated that they might be prepared to work with the extreme right. Let me put it this way: the anti-immigrant right. So all of these factors led to what many people regard as a surprise result, but perhaps a deeper analysis suggests it isn't so shocking.
What seems to me his biggest challenge at this point is forming a coalition or getting other parties on board with him. Do you think that's likely to happen? Do you think any party would be willing to work with him?
I think they will. I think that he will almost certainly form at least a minority government, if not a majority government. The latest information I have from a country next door to Holland, and they're usually very, very well informed, he has actually won 37 seats. The new Social Contract Party, which is also anti-immigrant, has won another 20 seats. The Peasant Party might ally, that's another 7 seats. And of course, the party that was the party of government, Rutte's party, is split, but they have indicated that they might entertain working with him. So that would give them over 80 seats. So please do not be surprised if this man becomes the Prime Minister of Holland, even though that might take 6 months. I have a terrible feeling that he will be able to form a government, though frankly I hope I'm wrong. But I don't think I am somehow. Looking at some of the discussions that are going on in Holland, unless the parties of the moderate right have frightened themselves and won't ally with him, as the left won't, obviously.
If he does become the leader of the Netherlands 6 months from now, what do you think the Netherlands would look like, and what kind of message it would send to the Muslim world?
Well, I think I'll deal with the last point first. I think it would send a terrible message to the Muslim world. I think it would send a message of discrimination, fear. Even though he claims he's moderated his tone, leopards don't change their spots that easily, and not even having power, being in government, will change that particularly, I don't think. So terrible message to the Muslim world, awful message, frankly. I think to the rest of Europe, for those who support that kind of view, it will be a source of jubilation. I do think, though, that it causes problems for the European Union and the treaties that the Dutch have signed. I also think that he might try and provoke a Dutch version of Brexit. But I think if he looks at what has happened in the United Kingdom, if the Dutch look closely, I think even they might think twice about leaving the European Union. So a bit of a mess. Many fears. I think what you need to look out for really is what will happen in next year's European election in May. And this could be an additional signal that the extreme right, the anti-immigrant right, the nationalist right that would like to dilute, if not completely break up the European Union, may do very well in those elections, which would be a problem in itself. I don't think they'll have a majority, but they could win up to a third seats.
Professor Francesco Rizzuto, thank you very much for talking to us here on TRT World. Really appreciate your taking out the time.